How's it going, folks? Welcome back to the Journeyman here on Football Manager 2021, and we of course are here with Wolves. We kicked off our season in the last episode, so be sure to check that one out if you haven't already. And today we're actually going to be kicking off the Champions League campaign. So I've got a bit of a roundup of obviously the rest of the transfers. We'll look how we've been getting on, and then we'll kick off the Champions League. Now I know I was going to do the Newcastle game, I think, but we've skipped past that. And we'll have a look ahead of the UCL. So, I'll show you the rest of the business. There's some big business. You can still see the large chunk of money left. But, let's go through our players. 2 players signed since we last met. I think Fabio Freitas was going through, wasn't it? He started off really, really well at the club. So, we'll look through that shortly. But, really happy with how he started at the club at just 20 years of age. At 20 determination. I think with some game time, he could grow into a really, really decent player. Technically, not quite there, but physically is very, very decent. And the second one, £50 million. I think it was 20 or 30 plus 20 over the next 3 years for Ryan Gravenberch of Ajax. Wanted to add a better number 10. I'm not going to say he's elite level, but he can be. At just 23 years of age, again, going to grow into a really decent player. I like I think the technique attribute on FM is one that you need to look at more often. And I think with 16 technique, he's going to get the goals, and we've seen that already. And once again, we'll talk about him a little bit more shortly. But very, very happy with the business for him so far. In terms of outs, where did we last meet? So it would have been sort of early. I think Yankov, I think he had already gone. So no real major outs, just players out on loan really. So no other major outs in the end. Meerveld, who did come in on a free transfer, is out on loan and has already scored 2 in 2 in the Championship. Love that. With his high determination, could come back and be a real good player for us possibly next season. So, let's see how we've been getting on. Schedule. Since that opening day of the season against Manchester United, we've beaten Burnley 4-2. Sandro Tonali with the opening goal from the penalty spot. Fabio Freitas made it, on his debut, made it 2-0. And then 2 goals from Burnley. Ajeti with 2. And then Nelson Semedo with an absolute banger. I think he got goal of the season for August. And then Freitas rounded it off with a 4-2 victory. So 2 goals on his debut. Nice to see Tonali and Semedo both get goals as well. We then beat Leicester 3-1. Went 1-0 down. Sekou Koita giving them the lead, but we turned it around. Borges with his first Wolves goal in the 5th minute. Anguissa with a goal in the 36th minute. And Diego Light in the 84th minute to round it off. Then we beat Bournemouth 4-1, another penalty, another goal for Tonali. We were actually 4-0 up before Bournemouth scored. It was 2 goals for Ousmane Dembele, Gravenberch as well scoring a goal, and then Loftus-Cheek getting a consolation for Bournemouth. And in our most recent game, we've drawn 1-1 with Newcastle. Sonny Downey with an opening goal for them, and it was a really dominant performance by us, but we just could not find the back of the net. Ryan Gravenberch in the end scoring a 94th minute equaliser, and we had a big chance, a clear-cut chance right after that as well, which would have been an enormous turnaround. But we're going to be here. We have got our Champions League group obviously done and drawn. Firstly, we're going to be playing Swansea in the Carabao Cup 3rd round. Hopefully we take that a little bit more seriously this season. And our Champions League group could have been a lot worse. We've got Juventus in there, but then we've got Hertha Berlin and Dynamo Kiev. So I'm pretty confident that we should be able to qualify for the knockout stages. We are 4th in the Premier League. Obviously dropping points in 2 games so far, but still unbeaten, which is nice to see. We have had injuries to Fabio Silva and Pedro Neto, but they are both back and should be ready to play in this game today. So we're going to jump into it. Wolves versus Dynamo Kiev at Molineux to kick off our Champions League campaign. Let's do it. So then here are the teams for today's game. We have got Diego Costa starting a goal for us. Semedo, Santiago, Carmo and Ruggeri at the back. Zambo and Gisa with Tonali in the middle. Dembele, Gravenberch and Neto with Silva returning up top as well. We've brought Carmo in for Light just to try and keep him happy in there. Dynamo Kiev obviously with a couple of notable players. Lunin, the goalkeeper I know of. Probably only him, to be honest, looking at that team. But here we go. Obviously, due to rulings and so on, the homegrown rule in the Champions League is quite strict. So we've had to unregister. A lot of big players have been unregistered. But the core of our first team is all there. We've still got a strong team registered for the Champions League. You can see Dynamo Kiev's there playing a 4-1-2-1-2 narrow or a 4-4-2 diamond. And here we are. Obviously, quite a tough group with Juventus and Hertha, but it should be doable for us, you would hope, in a home game as well. Here we go. I'm hoping that we can get 3 points to kick us off. But it's been a very positive start to the season. Still, obviously, new players coming in, young players coming in. Still a lot of firepower on our bench as well, so I am hoping to get a win. It's Neto with this ball in here, and it's cleared away. And as far as Sandro Tonali, he's already grabbed 2 goals this season. And all the way back to Ruggeri. Ball over the top to Neto, who should have put the ball into the back of the net, really, on his return to the first team. Fired it straight at the goalkeeper. Neto again with the ball in towards St. Jago, and Gravenberch can keep the move alive here on the left-hand side. Is he going to go down? He tried to get the cross into the area, and it's kept in. No, it's not. Dynamo Kiev dribble it out, and it is a throw-in. Positive start from us, so 4 shots, 3 on target already, keeping them at bay and at arm's length for the time being. You can see us having a lot of the ball there, 69% possession. Just going to give the lads another nudge, a little encouraged shout with half an hour to go. Half an hour gone, rather. I would hope it's not half an hour to go. Half an hour gone, and they've got a chance maybe. Verbic on the left-hand side. Good tackle from St. Jago and to Dembele. Little ball to Anguissa here. Into Semedo, who will give it back to Dembele here on the right-hand side. Dembele now into Fabio Silva. Lovely ball stretched out as far as Pedro Neto. Neto now goes down, and that has got to be a penalty. And I don't think he's going to check the monitor for this one. He's just going to listen to the video assistant referee, and he should give this one, and it is. And I believe it should be Fabio Silva on the pens. I know Tonali's taken a few this season, but it is Fabio Silva to score. And he's missed it. It's saved by the goalkeeper. And Tonali, who hasn't missed a penalty this season. Fabio Silva comes onto it for the first time. And it's saved by the goalkeeper half an hour in. So, Kiev keeping themselves in this game so far. And disappointing, obviously, there to, quite frustratingly, miss the penalty. So, big chance there for Fabio Silva, who was so good for us last season, to give us the lead. And it isn't the case. Another encourage on the lads right on half-time. It'd be nice to get a goal here, but it's not going to be the case. So a slow start to the game. Although we're dominant, we're not quite getting enough attempts on goal. So let's just tell them how it is. Midfielders, defenders, attackers. Come on, Fabio. So I don't normally do the individual ones, but I think we'll keep it as it is for the time being. Obviously, there are changes that I can make. We've got options on the bench like Borges, who will come on and hopefully, you know, if Fabio Silva's having a quiet game, we can rely on him to get some goals. But so far, with just over half an hour to go, we aren't testing the Ukrainian side enough. Right, I'm going to bring Silva off now. We're going to bring Alton Borges on. And Gravenberch has been very quiet as well, so we'll bring Andre Horta on. But we do have a chance here, so maybe I can cancel these changes if one of these players proves me wrong. Ruggeri bombing it down this left-hand side there. Good ball in towards Ousmane Dembele. 4th goal of the season for him. And he opens the scoring in our first game in the Champions League. I think he was a little bit of a risk, but I think for the money we've spent on him, he's been very, very good so far. Could play both sides, both-footed. And he just nodded that one into the back of the net past the goalkeeper now. 1-0 Wolves. And we'll continue with those changes. We'll bring Silva off and we'll bring Gravenberch off. Both capable substitutes coming on now with 70 minutes gone. We have got our final change as well. You know what? We're going to bring on... to be fair, both Dembele and Neto have been good. We're going to bring on Sangere for Anguissa. We've not seen enough of him just yet. Obviously, was injured right at the start of the season. With 10 minutes to go, I'm just going to drop a little praise on the boys as they managed to get that late goal. It looks like it's going to finish as a quiet game, but Horta with the ball in towards St. Jago. And it was Borges at the back post who hits the post. Disappointing there. Lunin with the ball over the top. Carmo heads it down for Neto. Still time to maybe get a second or, hopefully not, concede an equaliser. Diogo Costa to Semedo again. Semedo out wide to Dembele. Dembele got the overlap of Semedo, but he's going to ignore it and run in field himself here, Dembele. This could be a very nice goal. Is he going to turn back and lay it off? No. And I hope that wasn't the highlight because that wasn't very, very exciting at all. Semedo will pick it back up though. St. Jago all the way back to Diogo Costa again. Out to Semedo on the right. Here's Ousmane Dembele. Good ball in. Alton Borges. You pay that money. You expected to put that ball in the back of the net. He's missed 2 big chances now. And it hasn't quite been his day in the short time that he's been on the pitch as well. Sangare now on the ball. You would have backed Fabio Silva to be burying those sort of opportunities. Sangare now has been fouled right on the wing there. And as it stands, Juventus losing to Hertha Berlin, which could be a big result long-term in this group. But it looks like it's going to be a 1-0 victory. It is a very, very comfortable performance and win. Of course, you would hope that we'd get more. 20 corners, a 2.8 XG. But we'll take the 3 points and we will build on that. Defensively, like they've just said in the press conference there, absolutely sound, restricted them. And even with 10 men, Hertha Berlin turned it around and got a 1-0 win over Juventus. So long term, that could be a big result for us in this group. But we've got a load of league games coming up now. I'm going to be coming back for... let's come back sometime in October. So we'll get a chunk of games going. We'll probably play Reading, who are now in the Premier League, at home, back at Molineux. But yeah, decent start to the season, guys. Hopefully we continue our push towards the top of the league and hopefully retain our Premier League title. But as always, be sure to hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. And until next time, guys, I'll see you all very, very soon.